wet karting track to test the phone's usability. Included was a smoking hot hatch, complete with a precision stunt driver. Me in a high-vis jacket holding a stopwatch, and Pollyanna in a rather fetching jumpsuit. Now, Polly, here's what's going to happen. You're going to sit in the passenger seat of this Alpha while Sam here is going to drive you around this tight racing circuit as fast as he can at breakneck speed.
Breakneck speed?
Exactly. When I say go, I want you to turn the phones on, get on the internet and find out the exact date the phones were launched on the UK market, and then text that information to me as quickly as possible.
Joining me in the car were 4 of the latest smartphones. The iPhone 4, the Nexus S, the HTC HD7, and the Blackberry Torch. John would be timing me, and the phone that took the longest would be eliminated.
3, 2, 1, go!
As I screeched off the start line, I quickly turned on the phones, and as I tried to hold down my bacon, I noticed a real difference in response times.
Oh, now that came on immediately.
The Blackberry Torch sprung to life first in a rapid 3 seconds. But the iPhone 4 was the slowest, taking 37 seconds. Once up and running, I logged onto Wikipedia and tried to find out each phone's release date. But being thrown around like a ragdoll in a tumble dryer made typing very difficult on the Blackberry Torch.
This keypad's horrendous. Right, how do I do this?
The Nexus S was the easiest to type on thanks to large illuminated lettering.
It's a really bright screen, actually, really easy to look at.
And it was easily the quickest to render internet pages.
I've got the information up already, and the date is December the 22nd, 2010.
The iPhone 4 was second to bring up a search result.
Okay, June the 24th, 2010.
And the HTC HD7 with its huge 4.3-inch screen was third.
It's taking a little while to render the internet page, unfortunately. And the date is October the 21st, 2010. Right, homepage. I need to get out of this, go into messaging.
I wasn't doing too badly. On all but the Blackberry, I'd found the release date without too much trouble, but I still had to text John the all-important info.
Come on, load.
The Nexus S's 1 GHz processor and snappy gingerbread software had the text message page loaded immediately.
Sent! It's done! I've done it! Job done!
Oh, a text message, Nexus S, 2 minutes 42. Wow, that's good. The Nexus S had won our usability test in a great time of 2 minutes and 42 seconds. Not far behind was the iPhone 4.
And send?
In a time of 2 minutes and 53 seconds. The third phone to qualify was the HTC HD7.
Come on. Got everything I'm having to tap about 2 or 3 times.
Which limped over the line in a time of 3 minutes, 12 seconds. Last and very much least was the Blackberry Torch.
Unbelievably, it took 5 excruciating minutes until I'd written the text. But just to top it off, I somehow ended up calling John and not texting him.
August the 12th, 2010.
Oh my God. Hey.
This one has to be a goner, John. Blackberry.
It does. Blackberry goes.
Out of here. Good riddance.
We have 3 phones left to test: the iPhone 4, the Nexus S, and the HTC HD7.
And for the next part of the challenge, we enlisted the help of one of Britain's most popular bands, the Hoosiers.
I had the task of directing the photo shoot.
I do meet people, they always go, oh, I thought you were much taller.
The 5-megapixel HTC HD7 was up first, and I was instantly disappointed.
Why this thing is very slow to focus?
Despite having autofocus, I was really struggling to get a crisp picture, and the majority of the snaps lacked vibrancy with rather dull skin tones.
Can I try something bold for this
Yes,
shot? I was just
please.
thinking maybe like that.
The Nexus S wasn't much better. Its serious shutter delay meant it wasn't great for capturing the moment. However, thanks to its accurate autofocus, I was soon grabbing some sharp, colour-rich 5-megapixel close-ups.
It's like having my own child. It's like, come on, put your coat together, stand up straight.
The iPhone 4, like the others, has a 5-megapixel sensor, but also has a special tap-to-focus feature.
What? I love the way you can actually just tap on the screen and it can adjust the exposure and the focus to the point you tap.
But with no manual shooting settings, we felt the photos, albeit colourful, struggled to replicate natural skin tones.
Our thorough second smartphone challenge was complete.
And there was one clear loser, the HTC HD7. Going into the final challenge, only two phones remained, the iPhone 4 and the Nexus S, and we were summoned to central Birmingham to receive some interesting instructions.
Dear Polly and John, in this, the final test, you must each take a phone and go head-to-head in an apps-based challenge.
You must both complete a series of tasks that will prepare and eventually lead you to a lavish meal at Birmingham's Aston Hall mansion. However, there's only enough food for one of you, so be quick.
P.S. Before you start squabbling, which we wouldn't, John will use the iPhone and Polly will use the Nexus S. So the stage was set. It was me and the iPhone 4 versus Polly and the Nexus S. Our destination was Aston Hall, but our first clue was, well,
Estás vestido de...
definitely foreign.
No comprende.
Possibly Spanish.
Do you think?
It was indeed Spanish, and we needed an app for it.
No estás...
I began by trying one you speak into.
Now dance Tintado Luna.
Having failed spectacularly, I settled on Google Goggles, a free service which can translate foreign text.
So all I have to do is take a photo of the Spanish words and a web link appears with the translation options. You're not dressed appropriately for a glamorous dinner we have prepared for you. You need to get smart style clothing for the night. It's a little bit harsh. I thought it would look all right.
On the iPhone's App Store, which contains over 350,000 applications, I found Word Lens. Word Lens uses augmented reality to translate text in real time. So as my phone camera lens scans the text, almost immediately it's translated. This is great. I love it. Anyway, not these dress of a way appropriate for the glamorous dinner that we have prepared for you. Need achieve clothes of type elegant for the night. Not perfect English, but you definitely get the gist. Evening wear is required.
As we had to be guided by apps, I downloaded a great one called Point, which helps locate services in your local area.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Brilliant. Right, I've got quite a few on the list here. Looks like they're all within this area, so let's go and find a dress.
Keen to hire rather than buy a suit, I searched Yell Lab's local search app. Its comprehensive listings initially held me up.
Exclusive bridal wear, Charlie's bridal and wedding club. I don't want to get married, I want to get a suit.
But soon I found a nearby hire shop and used Yell's augmented reality directions to guide me there.
There it is, let's go.
Across town, I'd found a perfect shop.
Wow, look at these.
But I just couldn't decide which dress to pick, which meant John was first to get dressed and discover our next task, which arrived via email.
Attached to this email is a document containing the invitation for tonight's meal.
But apparently I have to run around town to print it off. Dressed like this.
To print our invitations, we both needed a Wi-Fi-enabled printer, and after some desperate searching, I blagged my way into an electrical store.
And I'd struck lucky in a local business centre.
Oh, fantastic.
The iPhone 4 has a built-in app called AirPrint, which allows you to print wirelessly to a range of HP printers, and this is one of them. Having found and got connected to the HP printer, all I had to do was press send and wait. It's all very promising.
Unlike John, I wasn't restricted to just one printer manufacturer. Using the PrinterShare app, you can connect to any Wi-Fi printer you like.
It is printing my invite.
And soon my invitation, like John's, was ready.
It tells me dinner's at 7, it tells me where it is, and there's an interesting message at the bottom. A choice of transport awaits you in Victoria Square. Better try and get there before Polly. We each made a beeline across town.
My heels were killing me, but as I turned the final corner, I had other issues.
You have to be kidding me.
John had beaten me.
Oh, what? What is all of this?
You see, this is our choice of transport. And after I got here first, I've taken the liberty of choosing this rather splendid Watsonian Squire and Royal Enfield combination.
So you're having this?
Yes.
So I guess the carriage is mine then?
Yes, it's quite splendid, actually, isn't it, really?
Great. Horsepower, but not the kind I had in mind.
Our final task was to navigate our vehicles/animals across Birmingham to reach the grand Aston Hall mansion some 4 miles away. I got away first and booted up Nav-Free, a free sat-nav that offers turn-by-turn navigation and voice guidance. However, we hadn't gone far before it made a serious error.
It's saying right, but you can't go right. Let's go straight on and see what happens.
Using Google Maps navigation, a turn-by-turn service free on Android phones that offers great 3D mapping, I was motoring, well, galloping.
OK, we're going right on Lionel Street, if that's all right.
Thanks to John's early issues, my carriage emerged from the city centre first, leaving a trail of John stopping traffic in its wake.
But luckily for me, Nav-Free sent us a different route. And soon we were flying. Nav-Free's interface was now proving to be really clear and easy to follow. And before I knew it, we'd arrived at Aston Hall.
Getting here nice and quickly. I bet beating Polly on a horse.
Or so I thought. Annoyingly, we'd been sent to a back gate, which was locked.
Unaware of John's problems, my carriage plodded on, and the end was in sight.
So my sat-nav's actually doing the job perfectly. All I have to hope is that John's sat-nav just isn't going to cut it.
With under half a mile to go, I was dreaming of dinner and a famous challenge victory. But then disaster struck.
It's died. It's completely died. Looks like I'm not eating this evening.
Embarrassingly, we were therefore left with no choice but to turn around and head home.
Useless.
I, on the other hand, had since found the right entrance to Aston Hall.
Brilliant.
In turn, claiming victory and a very agreeable banquet, all thanks to the triumphant iPhone 4.